The first two episodes of WandaVision were nice little throwbacks to classic sitcoms. The third episode finally starts to bring us into some important events that will affect the future of this series going forward. But how does it handle the throwback comedy and other aspects of this episode? Like I said, there's some important events finally happening in this third episode of WandaVision. If you don't want spoilers, I would recommend you leaving this video because I will be talking spoilers. With that, in this episode, Wanda is pregnant, and that's the whole story of the episode, is her going through her pregnancy and giving birth to twins, making Wanda and Vision the proud parents of two healthy baby boys. And that's actually going to be an interesting factor going forward in this series, something that's actually going to impact what goes on later in the further episodes, because now, them being parents, their kids are probably going to become main characters, especially with how fast time flies in this new reality of Wanda's, that their kids are probably going to grow up pretty quick and maybe be part of the key to getting Wanda out of this illusion that she's in. Episode 3 doesn't play out the humor of a classic sitcom as well as Episode 2 did. I think that it's about on par with Episode 1. Maybe the execution and situations were even slightly better, but overall it's only slightly better than Episode 1 in that regard. And overall, as an entire episode, there are some interesting things happening though. This episode is by far the most interesting, and the ending is the most well crafted as far as going forward with the mystery and everything with it. There's a lot that goes on, and it pays tribute to movies like Age of Ultron, and we're just starting to really see like what's going on inside of Wanda's head, even though we haven't quite gotten to like the bottom of what's actually going on. But I have some theories about what is going on, so stick with me till the end to hear them. So before I end this segment, I just want to say that while Episode 3 was good, it just felt lacking. There wasn't quite enough in this episode to make it like one of the better episodes. Even so far, there's only been 3, and I would rank this in the middle, but only slightly above Episode 1. Episode 2 was actually just pretty fun and had its own little mysteries that just kept you intrigued. Well, this episode does do that, and I think does the mystery part better. Everything else was just lacking in comparison. So I give WandaVision Season 1 Episode 3 an 81% for an overall average for the series of 82%. So yeah, I have a quick little theory about where this series is going and what's going on. Pretty much I think that Wanda volunteered. She's in some way being held captive by an organization, but I have a feeling she volunteered because she just wanted Vision back, and they gave her the promise that she would, and they weren't wrong. But I also feel like they're taking something from her. Like, there's obviously a reason why they're doing what they're doing, why they wanted her, whether it's to open the multiverse or they're trying to get her powers or whatever. They're trying to get something, obviously. Who this organization is, I don't know. It might be Hydra, it might be this organization's sword that I found out about, and maybe it's S.H.I.E.L.D., who knows. S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of collapsed, but maybe they're back and they're doing this for whatever reasons, and Wanda wants to be there, and I have a feeling that there's other organizations that are fighting to get in, and so they're entering this fake dimension that Wanda has either created or had created for her that she's now living in. And Wanda is cutting off any attempts to try to get her out to save her. She just wants to live in denial that there's anything wrong. She just wants to keep living in her fantasy world that she's created. And that's understandable. Like, she really has nothing left. But there could be some major consequences to not only her, but to the rest of the world if she does that. And I just feel like every single time so far that something has come up, it's come up because Wanda is cutting off everyone from helping her. I have a feeling like that beekeeper guy we saw in episode 2, I kind of have a feeling that he was a good guy and he was there to help Wanda, and that she reversed it because she just didn't want it to happen. She didn't want to be rescued. She wanted to keep living in her pretend reality. And then when Monica Rambeau mentions about how Pedro was killed by Ultron, and Wanda starts realizing that that could be a potential threat to her reality because this other person knows about the real reality, the past reality that Wanda lived in, and that could pose a threat to Wanda in this reality that she's created that she doesn't want to leave, and that's why she throws Monica out. She doesn't want to be disturbed. She wants this. This is what Wanda wants. I have a feeling that even if she were to be taken out, she would want to go back in. And that kind of like also leaves the question like, who's the real good guy here then? We don't know. Maybe it's Wanda in the end. Maybe it's Vision in the end. Whether or not he's the real Vision or not. Maybe it's Monica. Maybe it's, I don't know, any of the other characters who are kind of being secretive. They're probably working for the evil organization, obviously, but who knows? We don't know enough yet. It's just getting really interesting. But whatever happens, I'm still definitely here for it. I'm all in. This is getting interesting. And I have a feeling that, although this was a little bit of a step back, this episode 3, I have a feeling that we are going to be getting into some better stuff. Especially now that we have new characters, WandaVision's kids, who, once again, I also theorize that maybe they could end up being the heroes of the show. Whatever happens, I'm just really interested. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, good evening, or whatever. I'll see y'all later.